I'm joined now by strategic policies analyst Dr. Nwokolo for some more perspective on the Niger situation. Now, this call from the Northern Elders Forum is asking ECOWAS to go by the terms of the junta in Niger. How feasible is this, and how productive do you think this will be?
Thank you for having me. I think I will start by saying that the Northern Elders Forum are asking for two things. First, remove the sanction. Secondly, cancel out the option of military invasion of Niger to restore democracy. I will turn it the other way. I will first say the idea that we'll invade ECOMOG or the ECOWAS standing force go into Niger to restore democracy, I will say that we should cancel that. But on the idea of the sanctions, no, I will not agree with that. I would rather say that there should be room for negotiation. If we are able to start talking to them, start negotiating with them, then we can now start considering the idea that the economic sanctions can be lifted. However, it's equally important to understand that from the point of what the Northern Elders are saying, Nigeria have to be cautious about how this can impact our own environment, considering that 7 of our 36 states are bordered by Niger. So whatever thing we do in Niger can lead to internal displacement crisis into Nigeria. So we don't want more refugees. Whatever we do could impact our fight against Boko Haram in the northeast. So for me, the blunder of putting the cart before the horse has been done, the idea of military option. However, we can start reversing it by trying to start talking to them. But until they come to the table, you don't remove the economic sanctions.
So this proposal, Dr. Nwokolo, is to aid negotiations with the junta. But I'd just like us to also pay attention to what's happening in Niger as we speak. The coup leaders have now said categorically that the President Bazoum, will be prosecuted for high treason, according to them, for undermining the internal and external security of the country. How do you trust that this will work and that the coup plotters are actually ready to sit at the negotiation table?
So I think this is about negotiation. In negotiation, you come with your aces, you know the one to play and the one not to play. So whatever thing they are talking about persecuting President Mohamed Bazoum is an idea of trying to force ECOWAS to the table and dance to their own tune. So in negotiation, you continue to talk. So I really don't think that they would do that. So even if they want to do that, it's a way of catching attention, a way of forcing the negotiation to favor them. For instance, they could be saying, if we remove this sanction and this other sanction, we are not going to persecute him. So this is part of a game people play. So it's part of their negotiation, bargain rights.
You also talked about the impact back home, the border communities in the 6 states that in Nigeria that have border communities with Niger. If you are saying keep the sanction, that's how the people there feel, the burden. There are many of them who cannot do their businesses, who cannot cross the border. So how do you keep the sanction and also save the face back at home?
I know when you talked about they can't do their business, they can't cross the border, I was just smiling. If you go to most of those places, they are porous borders. There's no border there. So these are communities moving over to their neighbors to go and buy bread or get water. So there are really no borders there. So where you see the borders are probably where you have trucks passing. The other areas are just very porous. However, we understand that. And I am one of the people who have said we should not look at the economic policies that will hurt the people. That is very important. But it's equally important that we look at those sanctions that will force the military junta to the table. So what are they? We need to look at them critically and see how to start executing them. Things like ban on arm embargo and all that, military relationship, those things that will force the junta to either release the president that are holding to a hostage, or even start talking about return to democracy as soon as possible.
Strategic policies analyst Dr. Nwokolo, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the news tonight.
Thank you for having me.